So, this is a short tutorial on how to build the Spaceship X1. The Spaceship X1 is a Lego spaceship that my son and I built, and we just made it out of parts we found or salvaged out of other sets or kits of things. There's no real design that we started with. We just kind of found a bunch of pieces in a box and started matching things up and came up with a set of stuff and started snapping stuff together, and this is what we wound up with, and thought, well, wouldn't it be cool if we could show other people how to make it too. So what we did is we took it apart, and these are all the parts that we wound up with. So actually, in showing you how to do this, we're going backwards. We started off just randomly putting things together, and then we took the whole thing apart and laid all the pieces out, and then we'll show you how to put it all back together here. So take a quick look at all the different little pieces that are in here. I'm trying to give you a good view of everything that's in here so you know kind of all the pieces you need. And if you don't have all the pieces, then it's not a big deal. You can make something up. Most of these came out of either basic sets or Star Wars sets of Lego. So let's get started. First, just using a couple flat pieces to form a base. Now here's the trick. In videotaping this, I'm not putting it together right now. Actually, what we did is we put the whole thing together, and then we videotaped us taking it apart. So what I'm actually doing is taking the pieces apart one at a time and holding them up to the camera so that you can see what's going on. But then we are playing the whole thing backwards, and it looks like we're putting it together. So you can get an idea of what part and piece goes on in what order. So here we are building a little base and putting some reinforcements on the bottom. We tried to make this one really strong and reinforce a lot of the parts so that things wouldn't just randomly fall apart, because my son's 7 years old and he has a habit of dropping things, and whenever he drops them, the Lego pieces shoot across all over the floor, all over the place, and then he kind of gets upset about it, and then we have to put it back together again. But it's fun. The funny thing about a lot of these Lego parts too, I think it's a really good learning experience for kids, is because they can use their imagination to build stuff. These pieces didn't come out of a kit. These pieces came out of some random sets that we bought on eBay that were, you buy 3 or 4 pounds of Lego and they just send you a box of whatever. And when he was, I think we bought these probably when he was about 5, and when we did that, he was really upset when they came in the mail. He said, well, where are the plans? How am I supposed to know what to put together? And I said, well, that's the fun of it. You never know what you're going to put together. You never know what you're going to make. You don't need any plans. And he kind of thought it was crazy at first, but then after we started sitting together and building different things together, he realized pretty quick that he doesn't need any plans, and he's made a couple hundred different ships. So he likes putting them together and then tearing them apart and putting something different together. So this is, we'll get a better view of this in a minute here, but basically these two sides are pretty much the same. And it's nice about watching this on YouTube here. You can slow it down and you can reverse it and you can kind of pause it where you need to. And hopefully you're getting a good look on the camera of kind of what all pieces go where. So right now I think we're working on the back here and snapping in some sides and turning over the bottom. And like I said, there's no real plan or rhyme or reason to things. It's kind of just, we find 2 sets of things, a left side and a right side, and kind of figure some random space to snap it on or where it fits, and hopefully we come up with something that looks good. So it's really amazing. I thought it was fun filming this. We had no idea if this was going to work or not. We just pointed the camera. We're sitting at the kitchen table here, and turned the camera on and just started recording and taking things apart one piece at a time and filmed the whole thing. And then when we finally got it into the video editor and started playing it backwards, it's pretty funny to watch because it really looks like we're putting it together and we know what we're doing. But we absolutely have no idea what's going on. It's really, it took us I don't know, I think we spent about an hour or two kind of playing around with things and putting things together randomly. Oh, here comes the engine. I've got no idea what those parts are. They, like I said, they came in the random box. There's a bunch of these little wheel things, and for some reason, whenever we build spaceships, we started using those for the engines, and it looks like they fit. So there you go. And these little wings work well on the sides for kind of little directional wings here. That's kind of a strange piece too. I don't know if anyone would have that one lying around either. Like I said, I have no idea where these sets came from, but these little vent covers work well. They look pretty much what you imagine would be vents on top of an engine. So that's kind of the whole back half and the engine side. So here comes the front. And then these again these are clearly pieces out of some sort of Star Wars ship. And we'll start getting some shape and a little bit of aerodynamic or space dynamic front. And starting to look like something now. We get some centerpieces in there. Again, this is just kind of building things up to reinforce it, so there's some strength in there. We had a couple extra pieces on the bottom here before that we took off, and they were kind of neat because they had little, it was basically a little stand where we could have a one of the thin poles would hold the whole thing up, and you could set it down in the dresser and kind of spin it around. But we took that off when we started taking the shots, or the still photos. And the still photos were fun too. What we did is we hung the ship from a thread in the from the chandelier, and the black background is just a black t-shirt. And then we took we probably took about 30 different photographs of that, and then brought them into Photoshop and picked 4 or 5 of the best ones. And then we cleaned them up by by playing around with the black in the background and really taking the black down until it was 100% black, and the ship stood out from it nice. And then we threw a lens flare on there to make it look a little bit more interesting. I think that the photographs came out pretty nice. Alright, so these little side things are supposed to be, I guess, more engines, and then we're going to cover them up at the top. Some more little wings on the side, and then we're going to duplicate this part on the right hand side too. So it'd be great to see, I've got no idea if anybody's even going to watch this, but it'd be great to see if you can build this yourself. And if you can, then post a link, put a picture up and send it to us, and it'd be fun to see somebody else do the same ship.